presentation on the industrial pharmacist viewpoint, navigating the fear, benefit, and risk in the pharmaceutical industry using AI by engineer Charles Nnaji.
Today we're talking on something very interesting, navigating fears, benefits, and risks in pharmaceutical industry with artificial intelligence. Let me ask, many of us use AI one way or the other, or you started using AI, or maybe you see your children using AI, or you see your loved ones using AI both in the house, like call it ChatGPT, call it Perplexity. On your WhatsApp, you have the one you call Meta AI. Just ask simple questions, it gives you an answer. So today, we are talking about this AI. Who is AI? Somebody has asked me that question. Who is AI? AI simply means a machine that can learn, that can think, and take decisions. They can take decisions and give you an answer depending on what you gave it or what you prompted. Remember, in your basic computer, you have what they call garbage in, garbage out. It's not true. Garbage in what? Garbage out. But this time around is beyond garbage out because now it does more work. It does more thinking. So let us look at it. What's the provocation? Why AI cannot be ignored? AI is simply a breakthrough and a disruption. If you don't disrupt AI will disrupt you. Do you get me? If your organization or you as a person do not stand to disrupt AI will disrupt you. It's a cure or a weapon, a productive miracle, and a trust-destroying machine. We can say AI can also help in drug development. That takes about 10 to 15 years to do. But with AI will reduce discovery times to about 70%. And today, we see global pharma leaders already deploying AI for drug discovery, AI for clinical research, AI for trying to get different things in different ways. Next slide. So we see that AI is not what we can ignore easily. We are going to places. You're in a house, and you see a child maybe on the system, and you ask him, what is he doing? What is he doing? He says, I'm doing something on AI. Know that that child is what? Is playing with something higher than you as a father, higher than you as a mother. And do you know something? Many of us are here, you're in the house. Your boy or your girl, that your little boy or little girl, has replaced you as a father with AI. You're saying how? Because all the questions they ought to ask you, they are asking AI, and AI is giving them what? The solution. So what is your part to play as a parent? So go to the next slide. Okay, that's about AI. Let us look at the fears. Let's understand the fears. So I call AI free enemy. It means because it has the ability to accelerate human progress while simultaneously magnifying existential risk. It is humanity's greatest invention and greatest threat. AI will cause serious threat. A free enemy doesn't exist to comfort you. AI will not give you comfort. And that discomfort is exactly what drives innovation and what? And evolution. That's why we are here today.
Today as a speaker at this our Syndicate group discussion, and to tell you that I'm sure that they are much more informed about AI. And we thank you very much.
Let's quickly settle down. Leaders of each syndicate group, take your positions. We have 1 hour to put our heads together and come up with something, recommendation. finalize it. It's part of our task today. Then present somebody that would represent each group during the plenary session. It's an interactive session, please. Make sure you are involved. Get involved. Don't leave it for only the group leaders. Let's get involved.
Makalele dikanemieshe da shikam kashedan da wunam dia da homopa. Wunaka Yesu gatina dangala. Wunaka kobare. Wunaka Yesu gatina dambela. Nasadu wunaka mkomeda. Wunaka Yesu gatina dangala. Zompe na mie wunamka. Wunaka Yesu gatina dambela. Wunaka mkobare. Wunaka Yesu gatina dangala. Wunapo komeda. Wunaka Yesu gatina dambela. Pompe. Yesu gatina dangala. Na mia kalan goto. Naka Yesu gatina dambela. Na pomperto da pomgoto da me dango for kulito.
So, I want to thank the chairman, BOT, and the coordinator, Honorable Neka. I think that this session went very well. Now we are going to take those reports. So we'll start with community pharmacist viewpoint. Let me also appreciate all of us. In the last 1 year, I've been opportune to be with the community pharmacists, to be with the industrial pharmacists, and to be with academic pharmacists. They were in Port Harcourt, and incidentally I chaired their conference. So on that note, I will call on whoever anchored that of community pharmacists to please take over the podium.
As the Ambrose Igwekama, the national chairman of ACPN. At ACPN, our common logo is empowering community pharmacists, protecting the people. We have much to say and to present, but we are going to do it as an executive summary. Because of time, we allow other people to present. And we think on the theme of the Colloquium and also vis-a-vis other presentation that was done yesterday. We also agree that ACPN is a major employer of pharmacists in Nigeria. Hence, the need to empower and develop community pharmacists in a critical area such as soft skill, like emotional intelligence, employability skill, leadership skill, entrepreneurial skill remain very, very important. And from our common logo, when we say empowering community pharmacists, protecting the people, we must have to continue to educate ourselves, continue to develop so that we can follow the trend of the evolving practice globally. Introducing, again, we have seen presentation yesterday on nutraceutical, herbal medicine and all that. There's need for us to introduce this kind of curriculum even when we are beginning a pharmacy program. It is true we do pharmacognosy, but pharmacognosy does not, teach us more in nutraceutical. They only tell us about the leaves, the alkaloids and so on and so forth, the botanical name, and that's where it ends. So you need for us to introduce that so in community pharmacy practice at the beginning of education, and this will help us to equip ourselves so that the future generation will say, yes, we have done what, we have positioned something that they will be willing to accept, willing to follow, willing to adapt, willing to join. So at the end, we'll continue as a community pharmacists to empower our people and protect the people. Thank you very much.
As you made your presentation, ensure that the documentation gets to the National Secretary so that this will help us subsequently in putting our reports together. On that note, I want to call on the hospital and administrative pharmacists group.
So I will be presenting the outcome of the discussion that the hospital group had. And I want to start by saying that the theme for this colloquium is actually very apt and is actually very applicable to us in the hospital pharmacy group, because pharmacy practice in the hospital is evolving from the patient-focused practice that we were used to patient-centered practice that is being practiced now in our hospital. And the emphasis on the hospital pharmacy practice, when you look at it and linking it with the theme, we'll know that the catalyst that is being made reference to is actually very applicable to us, because if education, if it's a catalyst in leading to professionally inclined workforce, we know that the hospital is actually where the catalyst is the hospital is serving as a laboratory where this catalyst is being tested. So when we met, we looked at the opportunities, we looked at the challenges, and of course we made recommendations. So based on our review, we respectfully suggest the following: development of a national pharmacy competency framework with defined outcomes measure. Then strengthening structural residency program and training as a critical bridge between graduation and specialist practice. Development of a national preceptor training and incentive system to improve experiential learning quality. Integration of patient safety, clinical documentation, and pharmaceutical care. And that we want this, the pharmaceutical care, the documentation, and then we want this to be integrated into the undergraduate training. In conclusion, the position of AHAF provides a very solid foundation for advancing pharmacy education in Nigeria if the proposed reforms that we have highlighted and we have submitted, if they are implemented, they will significantly improve graduate competence, professional identity, clinical readiness, health system impact. Ultimately, strengthening pharmacy education is not just about training pharmacists, it is about showing patient care and strengthening Nigeria healthcare system. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Please, so that we can go through all the groups. I want to thank the hospital people for their presentation. On that note, I want to call on academic pharmacists.
The theme is pharmacy education, catalyst for professionally inclined workforce. So in our group, we have to look in totality the whole thing. What will enhance pharmacy education in Nigeria? And the first thing is to look at the people that also are involved in the first place. That's the lecturers themselves. And so there's need to review the curriculum following standard procedure toward best practices. E.g., problem with CWES currently we're having in universities. The way they run CWES in the ABU is different from the way they run CWES in the OAU. It must be uniform so that the student can get the benefit from what they're being trained for. Then what is the current state of internship in Nigeria? We are producing pharmacists. How is the internship being carried out? Is it during the training process? Do we need to carry it out while they're being trained? So that by the time they graduate, they just go as workforce? Or the way we are doing it now, does it need to be reviewed? These are the questions we're asking ourselves. Then, pharmacists that teach in other health-related institutions like health technologies. Now we are talking about pharmacy technicians. Some of them, they have teachers that are in hospitals. They are being moved from hospital back to the technology or bit. But at the same time, is there any relationship, synergism between the academia and the universities with the technologies, the colleges? So we must look at that. Then do we have appropriate enumerations, motivations, and placement for pharmacists in academia as of today? If anybody is called here today, come and teach in the university, are you ready to come with what is going on there? Will you be able to come with what is going on there because of enumeration, because of placement? Now, for example, most of the pharmacy schools now are short-staffed because people are not ready to come to academic because of what is going on there. So there must be proper motivations and placement for pharmacists in academia. And finally, pharmacists in academia and others involved in the training of pharmacy workforce must be properly motivated. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. On that note, I want to call on the industrial pharmacists, industrial group.
In our conversation, it's also been displayed on the screen so that we all can be able to track it. So we did speak about how pharmacy education can be a catalyst for a professionally inclined workforce, looking at it from the industrial pharmacist viewpoint. We did look at 6 major critical pillars. We looked at curriculum reform. We looked at workforce development. We also spoke, just like the previous speaker that spoke on the academia, we looked at the industry-academia linkages. We also discussed workforce development, regulatory strengthening, and export market expansion. Under curricular reform, we began to talk about, we made conversation around industrial relevance and pharmacovigilance. So what we had put forward was that there's a need for a review currently of the curriculum of the pharmacy degree of the profession. We do know most of the young ones, as they come out now, they, like you said, after going through a rigor, they come out graduating, feeling on top of the world. But when they come out to the reality after NYC, they find that the options to them are quite limited. Some of them don't want to be professional traders. Almost 70-60% are absorbed as reps. Some think that there's a limitation in the community pharmacy practice for them after all that training. So we do think that there's a need to relook the versatility and what options the curriculum offers. And here we think that supply chain management as a pillar needs to be developed from a pharmacy point of view, which is more for people to study, to specialize in supply chain, pharmacy supply chain management, preferably at the undergraduate level or as a certification at the fellowship level.
Francis Moni, come and tell us what helps and keep longer. I don't want to die now.
Good afternoon, Chairman of the session, distinguished colleagues. This is a team that was made up hurriedly, let me just put it that way. It wasn't part of the initial agenda. But because of the kind of stimulus we had yesterday from the 2 gurus who talked about nutraceuticals, we decided to have something that will ensure that we'll have a takeaway from this colloquium. Because this is a new innovative area that Tato will be so careless about, so to say, boats. So I think we need to turn our eyes the other way. Title this, the role of phytomedicine in healthcare. We might tweak this as time goes on. And that's why I don't have it on the on slides right now. All this just came from our thinking and just trying to put something down. And the goals that this phytomedicine should revolve around include medicinal plants, herbal medicines, nutraceuticals, functional foods, food supplements, and body care products. There are regulations, there are guidelines, there are some herbal, pharmacopoeia that's already existing. How much of that are we using? All this needs to be brought forward to be reviewed and see if there's need for proper, for development of another one or move on with that.
We can now call on the technicians, the pharmacy technicians, since they joined us here, so they are always part of us. And they are more disciplined than any other group outside. They are part of us. So I want to call on the person that coordinated that group to please come and make their presentation.
The overview, I will be talking about the strength and the challenges of the pharmacy technicians in Adamawa State. As a group, Reform Forum of Pharmacy Technicians, our members are committed. We have supportive leadership by the head of the departments of the different areas, from the federal to the local government offices. We are saying thank you to our HODs. And the policy issue, the issue of the advocacy is very weak, and we have limited direct entry opportunities to pharmacy schools. We have the lack of engagement in PSN activities as Reformed Forum here in Adamawa State. And lastly, I would like to thank each and everyone, most especially the leadership of PSN, for giving us this time. And it's a very honor for us to be present in your midst today to take this particular minute and discuss with you. I say on behalf of the Reform Forum, thank you, may God bless you, may God take you back to your various destinations, back in Jesus' name.
Okay, so we'll take a few questions. I must commend all the groups, they did quite some work. 5 of you, that is very good. But we will start with the past president, Yakasai.
Thank you, Chairman. Actually, I was so happy when Herbal Group, I don't know, they come to fruition. But I want to ask a question when we're talking of backward integration. We know we're importing APIs over 90%, CPI almost 0. So we are mobilizing, promoting the establishment of petrochemical industry, especially by Dangote, so that we'll be able to have raw materials process the APIs. So my question to the herbalists, what are you doing? Is there a possibility of getting commercial quantities of raw material from our herbs? Is it possible? And have you started to interrogate the benefit of cannabis when it comes to the medicinal use of cannabis? I know it's a very controversial issue, but I want to know if really the oil will be beneficial to the pain management and so on.
Please, short questions, short.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm logged in from Joe Chairman, PSN, Plateau State. I want to thank the technician for the presentation here this morning, afternoon rather. By the theme, first education, look at this. professionally inclined workforce. I know the traditions are the sub-cadre in the pharmacy profession in the civil service. So I want to ask this question. What is the progression that is planned for the technician group? You know, they only end. They don't progress to any level like HT or other groups of technicians in other professions. So what's the training for them to improve their training, to become a client or client workforce?
Okay. Your question is on how do we improve the training of the family. Okay, thank you very much. That is noted. On that note, I think I'll call on there's somebody here. Was it okay? Okay, please, before that, Zachary will be the last on this before I come over here.
I just want to respond to the question of cannabis breed. The issue of cannabis sativa was breed. Cannabis. Yes, that it will produce sufficient quantity to extract the oil, the cannabinol and the cannabinol. Now, under strict guidance, that is possible. Because I know some farmers that cultivate 50 medicinal plants. For instance, so my color used in the belly for sickle cell anemia. So there are people what they call contract cultivation. But under strict guidance, now the issue with cannabis is at what point will it be harvested? So that it gets the maximum amount of oil in it, which is being used as a potent anti-inflammatory agent. I used to buy it, and it's expensive for the people from abroad. So the relevant authorities must know and must be guided that this is strictly for medicinal purposes, not for the people who engage in drug abuse and substance misuse. It is possible. So that can be done and can work.
Thank you. Dr. Mohammed.
President, I just want to speak concerning the pharmacy technician. It's not that we have forgotten. No, we've just come back from the civil war between PCN and NAPA. That civil war caused a lot of stress for us. I believe that the Pharmacy Council is really working on some projects concerning your continuing education. And I want to assure you that we are all on board now. Whatever concerns you is of great concern to the Council, and Council will make it very friendly, financially and otherwise, for your continuing education. So be rest assured that you are not part of us, and NAPA have been very forever. Through the help of the former Minister of State of Education, the medical doctor, politically went to team to ensure that NAPA was there and helped us to write the letter of NAPA was there. It was not resolved. So you push to ensure that NAPA doesn't come up again. Unless it will be backlash.
Thank you. The Secretary of the College of Past Presidents will address us briefly and then I now go over this.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'd like to remind us that Colloquium is a serious event for post-professional growth. Very serious conversation where we look at our strengths, we look at our weaknesses, we look at our opportunities and the threats within and without. My challenge with the pharmacy profession is that where our mindset, where is the meat of this profession? The soldiers have that meat. They meet you on the road wearing camouflage or something. They will catch you and beat you up. There are many other professions. The people that sell crayfish in the market, they have that meat. You can't pay certain things you have to do. We're going to have a bulky report of the colloquium, or the papers presented. And then we're going to have a communique. And I'm sure that the communique will be demanding a few things, certain disruptions. And that's what I expected from the group. What are the 2-3 things that we can do to disrupt and change what we have been doing? We're going to have it in the community. That we need to become food soldiers. Let's convert our people back to pharmacy. Many people are not pharmacists. They wear the label of pharmacists, but they are not pharmacists in the spirit. We need a change of heart for our profession. I am 60-something. I can't do any other profession. But I know that I've worked. I have worked for this profession and continue to work for this profession. Sometimes it feels like walking away. The President and members of the Council, we need to do whatever we can. There are not many here, there were many outside, to convert our members back to this profession so that we can all work and make pharmacy great. Thank you very much.
Okay. The zonal chair and zonal, please note these things. But I know somewhere in your records there were people who didn't have a degree in pharmacy. As at the time B Farm became the, we still retain them. All, they are still pharmacists. I think there are very few of them that, that still remain now, but they're not practicing. So we may have to look at it. Now, you want to say something very quickly? You know, you are very important in this matter. Any grammar we speak here, if you don't explain it well, very quickly, sir.
I've been at several forums where this issue was raised. The answer the minister gave just the part you just said now, that when the conversion to PSN pharmacy was done, no some of the people who had certification before them were compared to convert to PSN, but they will still retain and practice as pharmacists. The same thing when we found the PSN pharmacy that they practice till now. They are not all dead. So from that position, I think it's leaning towards not necessarily forcing anybody to convert to pharmacy, but still retain your ability to practice just like any other license. Thank you, sir.
On that note, I think we'll have some announcements. I am done. So we will have some announcements for the organizers. Thank you.
So the president, please will lead the past presidents to that point for the launch. Then, and fellows too, another leader will be on the right hand, on my right, while on the left, other members. Thank you very much. And also, by 6 p.m. today, we are coming back for the closing banquet. 6 p.m. today, let's try to be punctual so that we can get in and finish on time and get enough rest for our dispatcher tomorrow. Thank you very much.
As well as the local organizing committee, headed by the chairman, PSN Anambra State, Adamawa State, as well as the special advisor to the governor, pharmacist Oneka, for organizing a successful program that has made sure that we achieve the objective of this colloquium. So my gratitude goes to the various schools of health technology for being part of this program, I would also like to now express our thanks to some other stakeholders that contributed to the success of this program. So we pray that everybody will get back to their destinations in peace. And we pray that the Almighty will give us the wherewithal to implement all the action plans that we have developed today in the objective of achieving the pharmacy profession of our dream in Nigeria. So thank you very much and God bless.